Welcome back from the break. You're still watching This Week, which is a review of the big stories during the week. And of course, we head on now to the All Progressives Congress. The outcome of the presidential election in some states remains a surprise to many people, as many states that had hitherto been deemed the stronghold of some parties were upturned last Saturday. Now, for example, since Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999, the Alliance for Democracy, which metamorphosed into ACN and then went into a merger to become APC, has never lost Lagos State. But the 24 years record was smashed by a relatively unknown Labour Party. Rivers State also fell into the hands of the APC, the state that has been under the grip of PDP for 24 years since 1999. In all presidential elections. Now, the APC also won Benue State, which analysts had concluded will either go to the PDP or Labour Party. The Labour Party also defeated the APC in Nasarawa State, while the Social Democratic Party, SDP, senatorial and House of Representative candidates emerged winners in the constituency of the APC National Chairman, Senator Abdullah Adamu, while the constituency of the DG of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Governor Simon Lalong, was wholeheartedly taken by the Labour Party. Now, with INEC's declaration of APC's Bola Tinubu as president-elect, Nigerians are now reviewing the elections to learn a lesson or two before the March 11 governorship polls. Also, what should Nigerians expect from the renewed hope agenda of President-elect Bola Tinubu? Though Tinubu has set up a reconciliation committee, his opponents would have none of that, as they have headed to the Supreme Court to challenge his victory. What lies ahead for Nigerians? Well, joining me in the studio is Afegbua, who's a former Commissioner for Information in Edo State. He's also an ally of the APC presidential candidate and President-elect Bola Tinubu. Afegbua, we were always here, with your analysis and all of that, and the results are out. For the first time, we are seeing the country being divided into three parts: 12 states for the APC, 12 states for the Labour Party, and 12 states for the PDP. And of course, the popular votes eventually tilted towards the APC candidate, and then, of course, the widespread votes also tilted towards the APC candidate based on the figures released by INEC. But we are now hearing INEC National Chairman saying that there were some glitches, hitches, or flaws, as he admitted, but that the Electoral Commission will learn better in the next governorship election. But your opponents, the PDP and the Labour Party, which came third, say they disagree with INEC's results. They've headed to the courts, and the courts have granted them a little reprieve to be able to have all that they're asking for to be presented to them so that they can go through the documents. Talk to us about all of these things.
Well, thank you very much. Let me also sympathize with your last speaker, Charles Hedu. I remember before the elections when they come on TV and they will be telling you that, oh, president is waiting, president waiting. While they were making all of those claims, we of the Tinubu camp were plotting our graph in terms of reaching out to those who are the voters and strategically ensuring that we're able to break them in their stronghold. And that's what we did. Like Delta, it's been a PDP state since 1999, but they lost in that Delta. We have APC, 2 senators from APC in Delta now. And even Okowa was already losing his local government until they did some abracadabra. And don't forget that even INEC rejected the result from the local government of the vice presidential candidate. That's the beauty of this election, because there are so many, upsets in different areas. And that's why I want to take very strong exception to the fact that they say, oh, this election were programmed, this election were this, were that.
Yeah, they say you APC, you rigged them out and all of that. And they say INEC did not upload the results on time, and as a result of that, it looks like some results were allegedly manipulated before they were uploaded. What do you have to say to all those allegations?
APC is also going to file cross-petition to challenge outcome of results in Southeast states and some other states where they felt that there were a lot of irregularities and all that. They can be writing their lyrics,
You call this lyrics?
Yeah, they can be writing their music. No, they can be writing their lyrics, to buttress their lamentations, But it will not change the reality of ground, because those 3 candidates you mentioned are standing on different pedestals. Elijah Atiku Abubakar was seen before the elections as a candidate of the North. Peter Obi was seen as a candidate to represent the Christian faith and ethnic nationality of the Southeast extraction. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was seen as a candidate for Nigeria.
And not a candidate of the Southwest.
And not a candidate of the
well,
Southwest.
he said Emiloko.
No, but not the candidate of the Southwest. If you look at even the results he spread, Southwest, Middle Belt, North, you see these votes spread across. Then Atiku Abubakar got his strength from the northern part of the country. Peter Obi from the southern part of the country, and some areas where they have Christian population in Adamawa, Taraba, Plateau, and all of that. So you don't expect those kind of people who will bring divisiveness into our politics to have, their way.
But Bola Tinubu also visited Muslims in Kano, where he gathered several Islamic clerics and all of that. Isn't it the same strategy that Peter Obi used?
No, you are not getting my point. He used the same strategy, but what was the outcome? You see, Tinubu campaigned to all persons. The way they were shouting about same faith, one would think that Tinubu will not even have 10% votes. But I told you on your platform that Nigeria should not be detained about religion. They should be concerned about governance and what you are bringing on the table for the well-being of, because hunger does not know religion. Poverty does not know religion. It's not written on your face that because you are a Muslim you can't be poor, or because you are a Christian you can't be poor, and all of that. What is government doing to ensure that situations of persons below poverty line or at that level is addressed? That should be what should concern us. You remember Babachila came to your platform here talking this, that, and all that. All this don't bother me. I remember I featured with one of your bishops in this place, and I told him, see, religion preaches about end time. When you go to heaven, your relationship with God. That's what religion preaches about. Politics preaches about what obtains here and what you can do to make society better. So, on the basis of this classification, seeing Tinubu as a pan-Nigerian orientation, pan-Nigerian candidate, you should expect that he will have that spread across the country.
Yeah, but when INEC didn't upload some of these results,
are
you not worried?
Let me come to that issue of INEC uploading. You see, on Sunday, a day after the election, PDP has situation room. They didn't run away from the coalition center. That's the National Coalition Center. They didn't stage a walkout. On Monday, they didn't stage a walkout until Tuesday morning, before the national said they want to stage a walkout. That this thing. You know why? They've gotten results from their agents in their situation room, and they saw that we were already
So
losing.
are you saying that Dino Malai was just acting?
He's a comedian. He was just acting.
But some of the points that he raised are the critical issues that are going to be laid before the Presidential Elections Tribunal. These election results were not posted as quickly as it should have been.
INEC has discretionary powers over the method to use in posting results. Even the electoral act you are shouting about, INEC is given the liberty to do XYZ. In the event that there are glitches, there's little or nothing that INEC can do. That's one. Two, issue of manual collation of results. If a party has agents and such a party is lamenting this way, then go and interrogate those lists of agents. It's possible they don't have agents.
And that's the question I put to Charles earlier on. If you had agents on the field, the results that your agents brought back, can you correlate it with the results that have been posted?
Exactly.
And if you can do so, have you seen any discrepancies? What if the PDP and Labour Party see some discrepancies from those results? How prepared is the APC?
Of course, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu is very prepared to confront them in court. That's true. But the point is, I want to emphasize, is that at the polling unit level, because it's like more or less like a family affair at the polling unit, because we know ourselves, maximum 600, 500, 600 persons. We know them because they are drawn from almost the same locality. Yeah. When you finish voting, accredit and vote and all that, once votes are counted, when they are counting, agents of all parties will be there. Where I voted in my polling unit 10, Ward 5 in Okbela, I stayed all through with our agents. And by the time they finished, they counted. PDP, this is your score. APC, this is your score. Labour Party, this is your score. NNPP, this is your score. ADC, YPP, and all of that. All these, the results are authenticated by the agents.
Through signatures
Yes,
on the final result sheet at the polling units.
And a copy is given to you. You either snap on a copy is also pasted on that polling unit. Then you move from there to the ward collation center, where if you have 10 units in that ward, you come together to reconcile all the figures.
Now, just to interject.
Let me quickly, because people don't understand this. When you reconcile, if there are issues within that ward at the collation center, you resolve them before you move to the local government. And I will use my own local government as an example. From my village to Agenibode, which is the headquarters of Etako East, is about 40 minutes drive to that place. And by the time they were finishing at the ward collation center, it was about 8:30 in the night. So some of these agents absconded. They would not want to take the risk of going. Some of them were not provided with logistics from their parties. So by the time they get to the local government collation center and all of that, and if anything happens, I'm just giving them, they don't have agents to stand to speak for them.
Well, we have
so
those
at the end
issues.
of the day, they will keep lamenting. Agents.
Yeah, because we have lots of several political pundits actually saying that there was going to be a problem, especially for the Labour Party, which had about 140,000 polling agents, while the PDP and APC had all polling units with their polling agents. Now, you raised something about situation room. Are you trying to say that some of these political parties who had their situation room already knew the outcome of the results through some of their agents before the announcement of the election, and that's why we have some of those things happening?
Since on Sunday evening, we have been celebrating in the Tinubu camp because we have our agents.
So your own agents, were they snapping the results and sending it to you?
Sending results. As you are finishing 140, if you score 200, what they send, they will collect. There are people in the situation room who will handle all of that.
So why was it difficult for INEC to be able to do that same thing? I mean, a lot of people are beginning to say that why didn't INEC even open a WhatsApp portal if the IRF portal couldn't do that, so that people will send in results through that same process your party used?
INEC has been complaining that their servers have been facing hackers' effort to try to break in. I remember them saying that over 30 or 31 attempts have been made to hack them and all of that. So you have to go and ask from INEC why they took the decision to upload later. But at any rate, if you have your agents on ground and they collect results, for me, that is even a foolproof than even talking about a technology that is not solely owned by INEC. The INEC server and what have you, they have a back-end code and password that is not domiciled with INEC. That's a technology from a company either in California or whatever. And some of these parties have trained hackers. They wanted to hack so that they can alter the results. So they were caught in their game.
I mean, well, the APC kept making that allegation.
Yes, and they are lamenting. And no. It's not just an allegation. There are things that one cannot say.
Well, we'll need more facts
but at the appropriate time.
But let's talk about some of your top party leaders in the APC losing their elections, like governors, including the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Simon Lalong, and I mean several others, including your national chairman losing his senatorial district and House of Rep to SDP, not even the Labour Party or the PDP. Talk to us about that.
That is the beauty of democracy. That is what the PDP does not want to understand.
But they said the elections were not credible.
No, you see, if elections are not credible, they are not free and fair and all of that, you think a governor in Nigeria, typical Nigerian election, you think a governor will lose a senatorial election? He will not. See, an Okada rider is a lawmaker, federal lawmaker. A PA to a senator is a senator now. They use him as a placeholder.
Yeah, that's in Edo State.
Yeah, it's as a placeholder, and he's a senator now. You see, if the elections were not credible and the votes didn't count, those persons will not be. I'm telling you, there is no election in Nigeria that has not been contested. No one. The only one that Urubebe wanted to bungle was in 2015. And that's why we were already saying that Dino Melaye was going to apply the Urubebe mentality.
Oh, so you were saying he was programmed to do that?
Yeah, we were prepared for him. And he actually displayed it. You see, the point is, President Jonathan said the blood of any Nigerian was not worth his ambition. And that decision he took calmed a lot of frayed nerves. And even before the completion of collation, he had picked his phone call and called the new president.
Yeah, we're wondering why Atiku Abubakar or Peter Obi didn't do that. They are saying that they didn't do that because the elections were, quote, rigged. But we are seeing the fault lines of the country being shown here. 12 states for APC, 12 states for PDP, 12 states for Labour. What does that mean for the political future of Nigeria?
They can lament from now to tomorrow. They can lament. Lamentations is part of life. When what you are expecting to get didn't get to you. Atiku is claiming victory. Obi is claiming victory. Okay, two people claiming victory. But I want to tell the opposition that they should learn to bury their individual ambition and strike towards the collective in future engagements so that they will present a formidable front against ruling parties. So, today, it may be the turn of APC. Imagine, Sumner, if Atiku had buried his ambition and supported a Peter Obi and give him a Kwankwaso as a running mate, and they say, our problem is APC, we want to remove APC. Don't you think that they will have defeated APC?
Okay.
They have 12 million votes.
Yeah, I mean, they combined together.
They just squandered it.
6 million plus
because,
6 million. I mean, it's almost about 13 million.
They have sense of entitlement. Have sense of entitlement. They don't want to, one does not want to leave his position for the other so that they can make, a collective decision. That is the problem. And now they are all agonizing. I love the agonization.
Well, they also decided to come together for the very first time after the election.
And they are united by failure. They are united by failure elections.
Now. Well, I think the APC says it's prepared to challenge both political parties. But as we go into the remaining days left before there's a transition, before Buhari hands over to the president-elect, tell us more about Bola Tinubu and his renewed hope agenda. What should Nigerians expect if indeed the courts don't sweep him off,
well, there's nothing like courts sweeping off.
The certificate of return.
You'll be shocked that we are going to deploy forensic examination of the Southeast votes. It's possible that at the end of the day, maybe Peter Obi will be scoring like 2 million votes by the time we are done with that. You see, yeah, that is true because the result sheets that we have gotten, there are places where 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, only Labour Party will be scored. And we have videos all over the place from our agents. So it's going to be an interesting time. But again, I am looking at a Bola Tinubu presidency already. I'm not going to be distracted by some of these protestations and all of that. It is legitimate on their own part to protest and to vent their anger and all of that. But they should take the larger interest of the country into consideration when they are making their push. That's one. Secondly, a Bola Tinubu, just by mere fact that he was declared winner, the stock market in Nigeria about 5-6 days ago gained 260 billion. That is the perspective of an economy and a president-elect that they know, understand.
Well, the following day it also went down. Afegbua.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but it didn't went down to ground zero. He has not said anything when you saw all of those. The optics are very positive for him. He's a man who understands the country. He's a strategist. He has network of friends across the social divide. He's not detained by religion. He's not detained by ethnicity. He's not clannish. He's not orientation. He's very pan-Nigerian, cosmopolitan in orientation. And so such a person, every Nigerian will be at home. And he's at home with every Nigerian.
All right, Afegbua, there are fears of a proxy presidency under Bola Tinubu.
Proxy?
Yes, that he's old. Some people will say he's not strong enough. Some people will say health issues. So they are afraid that maybe a new cabal may come out and be running the government through proxy. And, there are just fears. Those fears. What will you say to dispel those fears? Because the opposition are saying that strongly, that they don't think that he's strong enough for the rigors of the the presidential office.
8.7 million Nigerians who voted for him saw strength and energy in him before they did that. Don't forget, I told you right on your platform that before I started supporting Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, I sat down with him and interrogated his health status. And what I saw, what he told me, I believed him. Because since January 2nd, when he came back from Saudi Arabia, till when the election came on February 25th, there was no single day that he didn't campaign. A man who is weak and tired cannot be doing that. That's one. Secondly,
very quickly.
Yes, secondly, people are expecting to see an apocalypse kind of scenario with him. But the man, I told somebody, I said, you can't even stand his energy. There was a day I needed to see him. They gave me 2 a.m. appointment. A sick man will not be telling you, come and see me at 2 a.m.
So and when I got there,
and when I got there, the kind of crowd, the people I met on ground was shocked. I asked him, don't you sleep? So Nigerians should be looking forward to a workaholic, energetic, experienced, tested, politician.
We shouldn't be afraid of a proxy presidency.
No. Politician
some cabals will be ruling from the
issues.
background.
This one understand the issues, interrogate the issues. You need to engage with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He will ask questions. He will educate you in some areas. He will even lecture you in some areas. Because this is a man who reads. He carry books. You see him reading books.
Yeah,
I love the kind of intellectually driven, utility-driven presidential materials, so that when you are telling him anything as an appointee, he already knows where you are coming from and knows where you are going.
But well, that's not what the opposition made us to understand. With all the videos and everything that came out about Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the campaigns, are you saying that all those things should not count in people's understanding of how a future Bola Tinubu presidency should look like?
When you listen to him, when you watch him deliver his acceptance speech, didn't you see the beauty of a president? Didn't you see that? And when he collected the what's it called, certificate of return, did you see him? His voice was loud and clear. He was regal. He was.
A lot of people were actually wondering, is this the same Bola Tinubu?
That's it.
Well,
the man was the same by campaign.
So we must thank you so much.
So the voice is clearer.
All right. Well, we'll continue to monitor all the developments as we head towards May 29. Afegbua is a former commissioner for information in Edo State, and we've seen him, being an ally of the president-elect. We hope that Nigerians will have, good things happening to us through the renewed hope mandate that he has promised us. Well, this is where we'll have to draw the curtain on the program
to lament the more.
Well, on behalf of our team in London, Lagos, and of course here in Abuja, we thank you for watching and do enjoy the rest of the day. I'm Sam Nasambo.